Welcome to Spiritually Raw. We expose and explore controversial truths, myths, and theories surrounding the spirit world. Guests includes investigators, debunkers, and skeptics of the supernatural, unexplained, and flat-out unimaginable. Content discussed on this show is not necessarily the opinion of the cast of Spiritually Raw, and topics quite often are for mature audiences only. This show is not intended to replace any medical, financial, or legal advice and is for entertainment purposes only. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Hey everybody, what's going on? I know you have a show to watch, so let me get real quick into this with you. Okay, so Ascended Masters you're watching right now, browse, select, ascend. It's very easy to use. All you have to do is scroll down here. You're going to see the different categories, sessions, courses, products, entertainment, books, conscious business growth. All you do is you simply click on the category that's resonating with you or that you're in need of, and you're going to see a video directory of some of the greatest minds out there. And within 5 to 7 minutes, you'll find out who that person is, what their style is, and if they're going to help you on your journey called life. It's a very easy formula to follow right here. And also too, if you're one of those who does have a product or service that you think that will be a benefit to others and you'd like to be on Ascended Masters, our email is in the description below. It's askspirituallyraw@gmail.com. We'll set up a time to chat and see how you can make a difference in the world for people. So hope you're enjoying the site, everybody. Thanks for sharing this, and much love to you. And most importantly, enjoy the show. We'll see you next time. Hello, everybody. How are you? And welcome to Spiritually Raw. As always, we hope you woke for the most miracle morning and are also having the most fortunate day today. Our soul sister with a really cool topic. This one should keep you engaged. If it doesn't, there's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with all of us if it doesn't.
Sacha Fossa is here, and so she's going to be enlightening us on her journey in life to help us on our journey called life. So pretty cool. April will tell you more about Sacha in just a second. Thanks, everybody, for staying connected with us as you always do. Our links are in the description below to stay connected with us on, Telegram, all that good stuff. And again, you remember you can watch this episode in its entirety, completely uncensored at spirituallyraw.live.
Well, not only there, Jay, we're also on Roku, so you can watch from your comforts of your own home in your bed while you're relaxing on Roku. Super easy. You can watch it on the television.
You can download the app
on the phone. And we also have a Apple iOS app for super easy convenience.
Yep. So definitely stay connected with us because there's some amazing stuff we got coming in the coming weeks.
A lot of stuff.
So for those of you watching this in a time capsule, it's probably already there for you. So you already know what we're talking about. So that's all good. So about Sacha, yes?
Yes, let's get rolling. Sacha Fossa. Gotta love that. She's a sexual awakener and healer. I'm already intrigued.
I told you.
Contributing to changing the world, one and multiple orgasms at a time. This is going to be fun. Her life was plagued with physical, sexual, and emotional, psychological trauma through abusive relationships. Like many people, she felt very unloved and utterly victimized. In her early 20s, Sacha experienced a near-death experience that was one of many profound Kundalini energy existence beyond this reality. Can't wait to hear about that. This led Sacha to studying spirituality, world religion, metaphysics, healing arts, and therapies. Additionally, she researched personally and also, of course, with academia, female adolescent development, women's studies, and ancient and modern goddess cultures. Right up my alley. She also has an extensive, and I mean literally an extensive certifications in healing arts and training.
Right.
So extensive that I couldn't even get into them all today.
Okay, so what you're looking at right now is Sacha's profile on ascendedmasters.store. The links will be in the description below, and all of her website links will be in the description below, so you can stay connected with her. So without further ado, yes.
And all Sacha's links will also be in the description below, so you can check out her website. And again, just like Jay had mentioned, Ascended Masters store.
I should have said that.
I know. Dang.
There you go. Hey, welcome, Sacha. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you. Wonderful to be here.
Yeah, it's
wow,
good to
we're
have
excited
you here.
to have
All right,
you.
cool. So you got
Lots to talk about.
you got the intriguing topic. So much to talk about. So little time. You go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't we start with since you are really awakening and open to the goddess feminine energy, how did that all begin? I'm really intrigued to hear about your experience when you were 20 with the Kundalini energy and how it's transformed your life.
Okay, there's a lot in those.
That's a loaded question. We'll break it down.
Yeah. We'll start with I've always been really alive in my body and deeply connected to nature. And so that's the goddess, right? Embodiment and connection to the earth. And I have had a really deep mother wound in this lifetime. I continue to have ongoing real issues with my biological mother. And so I never experienced the love of the mother in the physical reality of care and hugs and support and anything that you could consider nurturing, kind of caring mother stuff.
That's gotta be really, really hard. I can't even wrap my mind around what that would be like. So was your mom non-existent, or was she alcoholic? Was she abusive?
A lot of all of that in different ways. There's definitely mental illness, alcoholism in my family, and definitely psychological, emotional, and physical abuse. And so there's, and I see so much of the mother wound in my practice as well. You know, and it's interesting because if you met my mother, you would be amazed at how wonderful she is, and all the good things she's done in the world.
Because she's changed?
No, because she has a certain persona and beingness that is wonderful to others and to creating things in the world through her many different careers she's had. But when it came to mothering of her children, she came from a place of not having that done well for her, of course, right?
So passed over
so
to
it's
you.
just a perpetuation of that cycle.
Does she realize now in her life the pattern, or is she still kind of oblivious to everything?
She won't take accountability for anything.
Yeah. Do you look at it with her as far as this? Where are you at with all this? So I understand the mother wound that you mentioned, but where are you at with this? Are you looking at this as like a life journey of sorts? Are you looking at it? Are you pissed? Like, what's your emotion of all this right now as you stand in this present of your life?
You know, there's a connection that I have to my soul and to consciousness and source energy that has kept me alive in this body and going through incredible things in this life. And, you know, so many of us are like that, right? And so there's, you know, the human body has trauma in it that comes up in emotions and experiences. But I've also been spending the last 25 years in how to heal that, how to release trauma from the tissues, how to add in more experiences of expanded consciousness and pleasure to my body, so that, you know, I'm able to flow with things and to recognize the spectrum of, you know, pain and pleasure are just the same sides of a stick, right?
Right.
Just the same. It's the duality of this world, right? So the duality of I love my mother and she's been my worst enemy. Right.
Do you feel that you chose her specifically to help you move through your issues, to ascend or transcend them?
That's a fascinating question that I will have to say that I used to believe that. And I actually think that I sense now that that is part of our programming spiritually, and that that's actually not the case in consciousness, and that we could live and experience different lives without so much pain and suffering. But we have been programmed into this reality of thinking that we have to keep repeating and doing all this like really hard shit to learn more. But what if you could learn just as easily through not being enslaved and living a really pleasurable time on a planet?
Right. What a novel idea.
What a concept.
Hey, you know what? Wow. Well, you know, and I'm not being funny when I say wow, because you're right. There's a lot of that thought process right now, Sasha. That's like, okay, well, you know, we were meant to go through this together. You were meant to cut my head off. You were meant to,
Exactly.
I was meant to stab you and you know, throw you under
and then
the
I have
bus.
to forgive you for it.
And then, but we love each other because it's a game, right? There is that thought process. You're absolutely right. And you're saying, no, that's not right. We've been hoodwinked. Is that what I'm getting from you?
Well, I don't know, right and wrong, all part of the same duality, but I have to say I've been doing a lot of deeper questioning over the last few years. I've gone to a new level of like, everything is the opposite of what you think it is.
That's actually what, you know what, hold the phone, because that's actually a very, very, very good point. Because we have been told that, you know, you pick your parents, you do this, you do that, but do we really?
Yeah, I do believe we pick our parents, you know, but do we choose to have this constant cycle that we're in of even death and rebirth, right? Of being forced into karmic experiences over and over again? Or is that some kind of program that's been running for humanity on this planet for a long time? Like, my question is, you know, why can't we be born with all the information of what we went through in the past?
Right.
If we have a benevolent source creator, right? Why is it we're wiped of all of our awareness to come back in and then have to go through all this torture again?
Right.
You know what? Good on you for bringing this up today. I think you've actually just raised some eyebrows and ears and everything like this on this one for sure. I really do. So, all right. So then you start moving through this. You're still, I get you. You're figuring out the mother wound.
What happened in your 20s with the Kundalini?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, my first Kundalini experience is a kind of a really odd one. I was 22 years old. My father, who was like Christ consciousness and the opposite energy, that was like my shining light and what was God to me, died suddenly. He died. And I was 20. And
not easy.
I went through incredible trauma and grief. He was like, you know, he and I could connect on a deep soul level. We felt everything each other felt. I felt when he died, I felt he was on the other side of the country. I felt this tear in my being of him passing. So, and then I didn't really have any support or family, and it was just all very traumatic. So at 22, I had been through 2 years of constant hell in so many ways. And so on Thanksgiving, when I was not welcome at my mother's house and my brother was there and so forth, I decided to take a swim in the Atlantic Ocean while it was like snowing and raining, with the intention of, I'm done here. I jumped off like a cliff into the water and swam out, and it was in a place where it was like, you can't get back from there, right? This was the final choice. And then I woke up. There was no time. I woke up and I was far removed from where I jumped in. I was laying in like marshy grass. And
by yourself, or were people around that they pulled you?
No, there was no one. There was no one. And where I threw myself off that cliff was specifically because there were no houses there at the time, right? It's Thanksgiving. It's snowing and raining out.
And no one's outside.
No one's outside. You can't even see a house anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I'm laying down. I'm laying in the grass, totally soaking wet. And I open my eyes and I'm in bliss. Complete, utter bliss. Ecstasy. Full on. Everything is light. Instead of all the gray and darkness and the snow, every blade of grass is light. The sky, everything is, I see the etheric imprint of light. And it's all I feel is like this energy of consciousness, right? This love. And I should say, when I was kind of going down in the water, I heard a voice that said no. That was the last thing I remembered. And it wasn't my voice. And it wasn't my father's voice, right? So I end up in bliss. And I suddenly go, well, then I must be dead. I must be dead. Yay. Where's my dad? The whole
Right.
point is to get back to dad, right? Where's my dad? And then I feel this whoosh, and my whole being goes back fully into my body. All the light turns off, and now I'm freezing cold.
Right, I'm wet. What did I just do? How did I get here?
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm not dead, and I'm going to die if I don't move quick. So I ran to the closest house, said I accidentally fell in the ocean.
Right.
They called my mother, she picked me up, and I just remember being in the back of the car, and it was like Charlie Brown, teacher in the front seat, wah, wah, wah. And all that was happening for me was I was feeling this incredible peace that I had never felt before. And I knew that I was going to leave college, the university I was at, because it was killing me and that wasn't supporting what I needed. And then I was going to claim my sovereignty and my home that I had been pushed out of, that I actually owned. And I was going to go back there and I was going to explore everything spiritually that I could from that moment on. And that's what I've still been doing today.
That's amazing. So, what is your explanation of getting from the water to the grassy mush?
I know, right? You know, for the longest time, what can you conceive of that, except I'm batshit crazy, but I mean, I'm not, and I had been back to this place over and over again, and I know what I experienced, right? To me, we have light teams, right?
You think you were like they airlifted you, so to speak?
I think that non-terrestrial energies that I'm really close to and beings that protect us, whether you call them angels or whatever you want to call them, somehow moved me out of the water. Jaymatt energies, whatever you want to call them.
Did you just refer and say something along the lines that light teams, we all have light teams?
Yeah, we all have light teams, right?
Okay.
When we incarnate, we have these teams of like non-terrestrials, angels, devas, the earth spirits, right? Our ancestors, gods, goddesses, whatever, and everything, right? We have source energy in different forms that is certainly speaking to us. And some being said no and pulled me out of that water and set me on a completely different path from anything I had known or experienced.
So do you think that could have been some form of a symbolism? Could that have been some sort of a baptism, putting you in the water, and then here you are reborn again?
Absolutely.
Did you look at it that way?
I did. Well, not till many years later when I worked with different spiritual teachers, right, to understand and that it was a Kundalini awakening, because I kept having more awakening of the Kundalini through different initiatory experiences and Tantra from that time on, right? My body became incredibly energetically sensitive at a new level where, you know, where we used to have regular phones and like, you know, I would jump before the phone rang because my body could already.
You would already know. The misconceptions of Kundalini that we hear about. So we hear about, obviously, there's an extreme awakening, right? There's a sexual connotation to it. And then there's also that like, hey, be careful if you're not prepared for it. It could really screw you up. It could backfire. Any of those, can you help us through those general thought processes behind them and let us know what's accurate and maybe what's not accurate and all that?
Yes. I truly believe that we should not be letting others try to awaken our Kundalini or following any paths like that. It is fire. It can destroy you. I've had some real harm done and mental, almost like breakdown from Kundalini experiences that were initiated outside by healers and teachers.
Hold that thought. Okay, let's break that down for a second. Okay, was that due to, let's say you went to certain courses or classes and they're like, hey, let's open your Kundalini, let's learn different Kundalini exercises. Is that what you're referring to? And when you were in those type of environments, they were able to tap into your energy because you're literally like a wide open, you know, and then what happened?
Well, it's too much, right? I believe our bodies are meant to unwind what they desire to unwind, right? They're infinite intelligence. They're so much more aware than we are. Why are we constantly trying to force, right, all of this self-development and consciousness? And so when the body knows how to naturally allow for it and safely navigate you from point A to point B and C and D in your awakening, right? I was on the I love all and more, right? Give me all and more. So I was like, oh, I want all and more. And I was like going after every single experience I could. And I was throwing myself into some pretty dangerous and intense situations as a result of that, where now I'm like, I just take, I follow my body's intuition about what classes or what teachers I might follow. And essentially, I'm all about just really, truly following my own inner guidance. Whereas before I was like a lost child, really, I didn't really have parents or anybody guiding me. And I was taken advantage of by some really bad spiritual guru people.
So
right?
here you are.
Not once, but many times.
Right. So here you are, you're in this environment, you've opened yourself up, and now these quote gurus or teachers have access to your being. So were you finding, were they like diddling with you?
Hello, everybody. How are you? Much love to you. It's very good to see you and hang out with you. I hope you're having a fantastic day here. So let me give you some updates about what's going on with Spiritually Raw. So as you can see right here, right, a new facelift. I hope you like it. Okay, so this is the new facelift, the image of the site. So watch Evolve Ascend. It's very cool, very streamlined. Everything's broken down in very easy catalogs, playlists for you to watch whatever kind of topic you're looking for to help you on your journey called life. So let's check it out together. All right. So literally here you go, the homepage right here. You can scroll down. If you're already a member, same login and password as you normally do. If you're not, you can click right here, join now, get a 3-day free trial, check out and binge on the whole network as much as you want. I hope you like it, and I'm sure you will, but that's 3 days on us. Okay, so don't forget to check that out if you're not already. Here's some videos that are recent that we just put up there that you'll be able to check here. Now, also too, I want to go back here real quick, catalog. So this is how we've broken it down for you. Super simple and very easy playlist, new releases, intuitive psychic mediums, the Great Awakening, metaphysical, current events, 2020 videos for those of you who want to take a trip down memory lane and see how that all worked out. Prosperity, special report, I mean, so on and so forth. I mean, it goes on and on and on. We have really brought together the best minds out there that are coming in to entertain us, but then to break it down so simple, again, to help us on our journey called life. So this is really cool here. So also, I want to point out here for those of you who have actually said, hey, I do want to have my own show. We also have a master course preview, and that's there to designed to teach all of you who would like to have your own show, or maybe even need some help in being interviewed when you are on other shows too. But let's go down a little further. I want to show you something else. So for all of you out there who have Roku, you simply need to click here and you can now watch us on Roku TV. Coming soon within the coming weeks, within probably a week or so, you'll see us on the iPhone, Apple. We're streaming everywhere. You'll be able to download the app soon on Apple. But as of right now, like I said, you can stream us anywhere there. So, and these are some examples of the topics that you're going to be watching when you do go to spirituallyraw.live. So thank you very, very much for hanging out with us as you always do. Really do hope you are having the most miracle mornings and are having the most fortunate days. And this really is bringing you a lot of value. And again, helping you on your journey called life. So thanks again, and we will see you all next time.
We'd like to share a story. While it may sound fictional, it's very real and happening right now in front of our very eyes. It's called the Great Awakening. Our sisters and brothers that come on Spiritually Raw are doing everything to help expand global consciousness, and in many cases putting everything on the line to share their messages about what's happening around the world for the greater good of humanity. We are living in the most unbelievable times. Some may even say biblical, scary for many and yet exhilarating for others. Together we are taking part in getting everyone acclimated to the Great Awakening process and the exciting new discoveries that lie ahead. The sad part is many of our amazing guests are being heavily censored, socially shamed, and outright banned on many platforms for exposing the truth and piercing the veil. By becoming a viewer, you bring your powerful energy towards this global movement of other truth seekers. If you're resonating with our show, please let us know by hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, turn on the notification, and leave some comments. Together, we will turn the universal key to global harmony and create a unified world. And remember, tune in often, tell all your friends, and most importantly, may all your dreams come true. Thanks, and God bless Patriots worldwide.